The Battle of Cambrai, fought between November 20th and December 7, 1917, marked a turning point in the history of modern warfare. For the first time, tanks were used on a large scale, revolutionizing battlefield tactics and signaling the beginning of mechanized warfare. Though the battle itself ended inconclusively, its lessons reshaped military strategy and paved the way for the armored warfare that would dominate the 20th century. Background: stalemate on the Western Front. By late 1917, World War I had dragged into its fourth year. The Western Front had become a vast network of trenches, barbed wire and machine guns stretching from the North Sea to Switzerland. Traditional offensives resulted in catastrophic losses for minimal territorial gains. British commanders sought a way to break the stalemate. The introduction of the tank in 1916 offered new hope, a weapon that could crush barbed wire, cross trenches and protect troops from small arms fire. The earlier use of tanks at the Battle of the Somme had shown potential but also exposed their mechanical limitations. General Sir Julian Byng, commander of the British Third Army, believed that with better planning, coordination and improved machines, tanks could be decisive. The quiet sector around the French town of Cambrai was chosen for this bold experiment. The plan? A new kind of offensive. The attack on Cambrai was revolutionary not only for its use of tanks but also for its combined arms strategy, coordinating infantry, artillery, cavalry, and air support in a single, synchronized operation. Key features of the plan included: mass deployment of tanks. About 476 Mark IV tanks would spearhead the assault, supported by infantry. Surprise over bombardment. Instead of a long, noisy artillery barrage that warned the enemy, the British used predicted artillery fire, relying on mathematical calculations to target German positions without prior shelling. Rapid exploitation. Once the German lines were breached, cavalry units would move through the gaps to exploit success. The goal was not merely to capture Cambrai but to demonstrate the power of mechanized warfare and the potential to restore mobility to the Western Front. November 20, 1917. The attack begins. At 6:20 a.m., on November 20, 1917, the British unleashed their new weapon in full force. The roar of hundreds of tanks stunned the German defenders, who were completely taken by surprise. The massive steel beasts crushed barbed wire, rolled over trenches and cleared the way for advancing infantry. In just a few hours, the British achieved a breakthrough 6 miles deep, deeper than any offensive on the Western Front since 1914. Villages such as Havrincourt, Graincourt, and Marcoing fell quickly. Soldiers, long used to the horrors of trench warfare, were amazed at the sudden speed and success of the assault. For a brief moment, it seemed as if the British had found the key to victory. Setbacks in German counterattack. However, success was short-lived. Many of the British tanks soon broke down or were immobilized by terrain and mechanical failure. Communication between advancing units became difficult, and logistical support lagged behind. By November 30th, the Germans launched a powerful counterattack under General George von der Marwitz, using new stormtrooper infiltration tactics, small, mobile units that bypass strong points to attack from the rear. These tactics, combined with heavy artillery fire, drove the British back. By December 7th, the British had lost much of the ground they had gained. The front lines were nearly back where they started. The battle ended in a tactical draw, with both sides suffering roughly 45,000 casualties. The dawn of tank warfare. Despite its indecisive outcome, Cambrai was a strategic and technological milestone. It proved that tanks could be used effectively, not as scattered support units but as the core of a coordinated offensive. The battle demonstrated several key lessons. Tanks could break through fortified defenses, something infantry and artillery alone had failed to do for years. Success depended on coordination between all arms of the military, not on tanks alone. The combination of surprise, speed, and concentration of force was essential, principles that would later form the basis of blitzkrieg tactics in World War II. The German counterattack also showed the growing sophistication of their own tactics, signaling that the nature of warfare itself was rapidly evolving. Legacy of the Battle of Cambrai. Cambrai became a symbol of innovation amid the stagnation of trench warfare. The British Army awarded more than 70 Victoria Crosses for bravery during the battle, and military thinkers around the world took notice of the tank's potential. For Germany, Cambrai underscored the importance of flexibility and mobility, lessons they would master in the next World War. For Britain, it was a glimpse of what modern mechanized warfare could achieve with proper planning and coordination. Though the town of Cambrai changed hands several times during the war, its name would forever be associated with the birth of tank warfare. The Battle of Cambrai, 1917, was not a major strategic victory, but it was a revolution in military history. It marked the end of the dominance of static trench warfare and the beginning of the mechanized age. From the muddy fields of northern France, a new era was born, one where machines, mobility and coordination would define the future of combat.